Pittsburgh stays at number 6, even though they lost. But they lost to the Eagles, who last week were the number 5 team. Not going to dock them a whole lot because I think if you put them on the field with Green Bay, you put them on the field with Baltimore, you put them at this point, they're the better team. Minnesota drops down 1 spot into the 5 spot, so they are at 12-2. They beat the Bears. KC, even though they beat the Browns, bumped down to number 4. You say they're a 13-1 team. They haven't struggled. Well, they've only scored 30 points twice. And I've got Philly at 3. They've seemingly put some of the off-the-field issues behind them. Not going to bump them up past that. So obviously we've got 2 teams left. Bills, Lions. No chance the Lions stay at 1. So Lions bump down to 2. I know that there's a bunch of injuries, and I talked about injuries playing a part of this. Philly also suffered some injuries.
You kind of lumped in Detroit's injuries with Philly's injuries. They are not the same. We're
They're
talking
not the same.
Season enders for the Lions.
Sure.
We're talking playable injuries for Jalen Hurts and some of the Eagles players. I would have the Lions, not 1, not 2, and not 3. I'd put the Lions 4th, behind Buffalo, Philly, and Kansas City. For all the sky is falling, I still think they're one of the 4 best teams, but there's work that has to be done. They slide down because of the loss, and not just one loss, but the losses that went with it, how they lost, and then the injuries that went with it. 6, I would put Green Bay over Pittsburgh. The team I would not sleep on, and I'll say it for the 2nd week in a row, Houston. I've not been overly impressed with them, but the opportunity to pick up some significant wins the next couple weeks. They play Kansas City and Baltimore. Yeah. If they can win one or both of those games, they will be in. I have to imagine at that point they would be in the power surge.